Hey, what's good, y'all? Good afternoon to everybody. Good morning, good evening, wherever you be in the world. This is my break time as usual. I'm not wearing my headphones, so if you're not hearing me too well, sorry about that. But yeah, man, so we just had the UFC card over the weekend, and I want to talk about Alistair Overeem and Frankie Edgar. Um, as a long-time combat sports fan, you know, let me start with Overeem. Alistair Overeem is somebody I've been watching for a really, really long time. Since Alistair Overeem was like, I think he was a 185 pounder, you know, way back when he was skinny Overeem. He was just a Dutch kickboxer who had really good knees, a good guillotine, all of that. And it's just, I think Overeem really has reached to a point where I think he should have retired a while back, but I think he should retire now. Alistair Overeem is convinced that he's going to be a champion again in the UFC. I doubt that. I don't think he's a champion in any major MMA organization at the moment. I don't think he's a champion in Bellator MMA. He's gonna have to go somewhere else, man, where he can probably get back onto the horse meat. You know what I'm saying? And he can probably rekindle some of what he lost. But Overeem, like people like Andre Arlovsky and these guys, they've had their time. Their time is over. I think Alistair Overeem has lost a double figure fights. I mean, I think almost 20 fights, but he's won a hell of a lot. Let me go on sharedog.com and see what they say. Oh, so Overeem official record is 47 wins, 19 losses. The problem with Alistair Overeem is that Alistair Overeem is a guy who probably will, like, he'll win some and look spectacular doing it. Then he'll get spectacularly knocked out by guys like Volkov. It's actually, what's up, Boxing God? Peace, man. So Overeem is a guy who will win one, win a couple, then get knocked out. Like he was winning the fight against what's his name? Jairzinho, my guy from Suriname. What's his name again? Rosenstruik, I think his name is. He was winning that fight. He got gassed, and my dude punched a chunk of his lip off, knock him out. Overeem has always been like wildly inconsistent. Even in Pride FC, he was a guy who would he would look smooth. I remember when he was fighting Chuck Liddell in the tournament, and he was doing excellent against Chuck, and then he gassed out and then got KO'd. He's wildly inconsistent. Then it came Overeem time when he was on that horse meat heavy, quote unquote horse meat, and he was running through a lot of dudes in Dream FC over at Dream, and then came to Bellator, and I don't think the Bellator run even went how planned, because he was in the heavyweight tournament, and the heavyweight tournament didn't really pan out, how it was supposed to. A lot of delays and all kinds of BS, and then Daniel Cormier ended up beating Josh Barnett in the final. I think Cormier was like a replacement, and he beat Josh Barnett in the finals. I don't think Overeem is 40 years old now, man. And, all great fighters need to understand when it's time. It can't be he's doing this for the money, because I think he's made good money. That's my opinion. I don't know what his bills are. I don't know how his pockets look. But from all the years he's been fighting, he should have, put something away. So it can't be you just love fighting so much that you risk getting violently KO'd every time, because trust me, there's always a risk that he's going to get violently KO'd. But there's always a chance that he might violently KO somebody, because the dude can't fight. But like his fight with Stipe, when he was kind of turning his back and running from Stipe, it looks so strange. But yeah, man, I think he should retire. Same for Frankie Edgar, right? Frankie Edgar is a guy almost 40, and he's not going to be a champion again. And I don't think just because you're not going to be a champion means you should retire. What I mean is that Frankie Edgar cannot beat the top level of the guys, and he might not beat the mid level anymore. So he's another guy who I think should call it quits, in my opinion. Or he might have to go somewhere too, because I just don't think there's much of a chance that he gets back to that level again. He got knocked out in, like, I think under a minute in his last fight on the weekend. He got knocked out under a minute. That was crazy. Frankie used to be a dominant dude, beating up BJ Penn and all these guys. Now, that ain't the case. So I think Frankie Edgar needs to consider moving on, with his life and his career, because, combat sports is an exceedingly dangerous profession to be in. Exceedingly dangerous. So he needs to consider calling it off. That's just my opinion. What else I want to talk about? Yeah, man. So Teofimo Lopez, made his way back into the news again with this whole Devin Haney saga. He's back again saying that Devin Haney must earn his shot. I don't know. There's something off about this whole Teofimo Lopez stuff with Devin Haney. At one point, yeah, I'm going to fight Devin. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to send a contract to him and Kambosos. I'm going to do all this. No contract went to Devin Haney. Then we find out that he's going to fight Kambosos in June. So basically, Teofimo Lopez is going to take a half of the year off. So he's going to fight maybe twice this year. Twice. He's going to fight Kambosos in June, chill out again until whatever. And during that time, you just like running your mouth. This is why I said on the earlier stream, Devin Haney and his father and them have to make up their minds. You can't sit here and wait around for Teofimo Lopez. You got to start getting big fights now for yourself. You have to build your own legacy. You can't base your legacy around Teofimo Lopez, because you see this guy is absolutely schizophrenic when it comes to him. I want 10 million to fight Devin Haney. 10 million. I want my pension now to fight Devin Haney. You would think Devin Haney is this big knockout, take your head off puncher. But now, once again, he's in a boxing scene article. Oh, I'll fight Haney, but he must earn his shot, fight opposition in the top 10. I agree. Devin Haney needs to fight opposition in the top 10, but I think Devin Haney needs to fight opposition in the top 10 for himself, not to look for Teofimo Lopez. Devin Haney has to start adding value to himself. He has to start adding value to himself. And he has to start justifying this wonderful paycheck he gets from the zone to fight. I don't like the idea that these guys are just talking. I remember ESPN did this ridiculous graphic of calling these dudes the new four kings of boxing. Teofimo Lopez had his one big win against Lomachenko. Tank Davis has done nothing at 135. And pretty much nothing at 130. Pretty much nothing. Ryan Garcia beat Luke Campbell and just effed off, chasing down Manny Pacquiao. And you have Devin Haney, who I'm not sure what Devin Haney plans to do, because I haven't heard any news about him and any planned fights. I haven't heard any news. I saw Samson Lukowicz and Devin Haney's father making deals on the Boxing Voice, but then I haven't seen nothing announced from Matchroom, nothing. So I think Devin Haney really has to consider not basing his whole life on Teofimo Lopez. But Lopez has to stop talking about Devin Haney so much. And if you're gonna fight Cambosos, fight Cambosos. But don't tell people you're gonna do this and you're gonna do that. Well, you know you're not gonna send this man no contract. So hurry up, fight Cambosos and leave the division. Because you ain't looking to fight none of these other dudes. Just fight Cambosos and move up to fight the winner of Taylor and Ramirez and call it that. Let the belts go. But Devin Haney has to really, get his shit together. It's February now, and we haven't heard any announcement of a fight date for Devin Haney. Is Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury going to be announced before Devin Haney has a fight? That's just my opinion today, man. This is a quick one for me today. I want y'all to have a nice day. Peace.